All right, so remember this is the topic that important for those aim for 65 plus and 79 plus, right? Now, if you know how to do it, it's very easy for you to get your score. So it gives you mark for listening and writing. What does it mean by fill in the blank? So basically, this is the screen appear in your exam, all right? Now, this is the audio. So when the audio is playing, you will have to scan through the paragraph and find out what is the answer in the blank. So that's why you need to fill in the blank. Okay. So you listen to the audio, you scan through the paragraph and find out what is the answer in the blank. Okay. And that's what you need to do. So that's why it gives you mark for listening and writing, because you need to write down the answers in here.
So what about the timing in filling in the blanks? We have to manage it or it's automatic?
Is you have to manage your time. Okay, so
Oh,
this is how it works. For example, the audio is playing until the end, right? So what you do is you're gonna spend approximately around 40 seconds to 60 seconds to write down your answer and check your spelling. Okay.
okay.
Yes, you need to manage your time. So for example, something they don't like this, they spend 2 minutes. It's up to you guys. But for me, it won't take you more than 1 minute to fill your answer and check your spelling. Okay, because if you don't manage the time, what happened? As you know that right from dictation is the most important topic in your listening and writing. And Pearson is very smart. They leave right from dictation is the last topic of your exam, last topic in your PT exam, okay? And it's the last topic in your listening as well. So, for example, they give you 28 minutes to manage the time. Or what happened? You only have 2 minutes at the end to do right from dictation. Impossible, okay? 2 minutes is impossible for you to finish right from dictation. Why? Because for right from dictation, the minimum question is 3 and the maximum is 4. So it's gonna take you approximately at least 4 minutes to finish the question. Okay? All of the question, at least 4 minutes. So if you only have 2 minutes, impossible. Now, what happens if you run out of time and you cannot be able to finish right from dictation? For example, you have 3 right from dictation, right? And you can only do 2 out of 3. For those 65 plus, it's still possible if you do well for the other topic. It's still possible for you to get 65 plus for your listening and writing, okay? Now, what about 79 plus? No, definitely not. Impossible, okay? One question that you miss from right from dictation is cost you less than 79 plus, definitely, okay? So that's the reason why for this one, you need to learn how to manage your time. So you do the mock test. When you guys finish all of the topic, just do the mock test and see how you go. And that's how you learn to manage your time. Okay.
Teacher, in whole listening, we have to manage the time. Like how much time we have in total for listening module.
So for listening, you have 2 sections. Okay. Section 1 and section 2. For section 1, you don't have to worry about the time because for section 1, it's auto timer.
Okay.
Yep. For auto timer, that means computer will allocate the time for each of the question. All you need to do is finish the question within the time frame. Okay. But for section 2, computer don't allocate the time for you. You are the one that manages. So the total time for section 2 is this, 22 to 28 minutes. You are the one that allocate the time for each of the questions. I don't know how you do it, but make sure out of these 28 minutes, you need to spare at least 5 minutes at the end to finish this topic. I don't know how you do it. That's how you need to practice, because the only way for you to learn to manage the time is practice. That's all. Okay.
Like is it shows there like which is section 1 in listening and which is section 2 or
Yes,
yeah.
it does. Yeah, it does. It does give you section 1, summarize spoken text. Okay, the time is different. And when you finish this one, it will show you section 2 listening, and it show you the time in the exam, right? And then when you click start, that's how your time start to count down. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, fill in the blank, right? Is it the second topic in your listening section 2? How many questions do you have in your exam? So this is how it works. For MCQ, you got minimum 2, maximum 3 questions. For listening fill in the blank, minimum 2, maximum 3. Highlight words, minimum 2, maximum 3. Highlight incorrect words, minimum 2, maximum 3 questions. And write from dictation, minimum 3 and maximum 4 questions. Okay, so now you know exactly how many questions you have, as well as how much time you need to spend on it. Okay. All right, so let's go through listening fill in the blank. It's very easy, don't worry. Now, this is the screenshot in your exam, right? It gives you 7 seconds to prepare. Apparently only 7 seconds to prepare. What do you need to do? If it's words you, what you gonna do?
Volume,
How many blanks are there?
adjusting volume and everything.
Okay, check volume and everything.
Count the blanks, how many fillings the blanks are there, and check any article, like what can be the answer. We can guess little bit.
Correct. So first of all, I will check how many blanks do I have. Okay. So I will count how many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So I have 7 blanks. So that means I need to pay attention and what happened. Now, when you check it and you know that you have 7 blanks, if you guys take notes, so this is something that if you guys take notes, you need to remember. You have to put the number in your notebook. Okay. So make sure you give a number of the blanks in your notebook. Why? This is what happened in the exam. So I have a couple of students have this incident in the exam that a whole page of your notebook you use to take notes, right? Now you don't move to the next page. You don't move to the new page. You use only one page to take notes. So whatever you write down from the earlier topic, the previous topic, it will be in here, right? And you try to find the space in this one to take notes for listening fill in the blank, right? So what happened? If you don't put the number in the notebook at the end, you have no idea which one is the answer for which blank, okay? So this happened for a couple of students already, and I don't want this happen again in your exam. So I just want you to know, learn from the other student mistake, okay? Organize the notes, organize the keywords. That's how you manage your time. So do the mock test, and then you'll be able to understand. Okay, so that is something, if you take notes, I would suggest you pay attention on it.
And in the exam, they will provide us like blank paper, or we have to take our from home.
No, you don't need to bring anything. All you need to bring is your passport. Okay. Yeah, passport and face mask. If you don't have a face mask, they may provide for you. I heard from another student, but yeah, only passport. That's all. They will give you a notebook, not one page. It's a notebook, okay. They give you 2 marker, 2 pen. So just in case one of them they may dry out, and you use the other one. But in your exam, the marker is different. The marker is a bit thinner. Second, if you guys forget to close the lid after you take notes, the ink will be dry. Okay. So if the ink will be dry, you cannot be able to use that marker anymore. You have to change to the new one. So they give you 2. So make sure that whenever you finish your taking notes, just make sure you close the lid. Okay.
Okay.
So how is the marking is being done in this task?
I'll tell you that one too. Sorry, what is the question?
How is the marking has been done in this task?
Okay, how is the marking? Right.
Yeah.
So how does it mark? Every single correct answer. So for example, you have 7 blanks, right? So
Yeah.
that means 7 answer, because one blank is only one correct answer, and it's only one word. Only one word, okay?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like a phrase or something, no.
Mm-mm-mm.
So 7 blank equal with 7 marks.
So in case even if I miss out instead of a singular noun, suppose if I had a plural noun, so the whole mark is
So
gone.
that is the next part. I'll explain to you how
Okay.
the computer marks about writing, which is what you say is spelling, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So 7 blanks is equal with 7 marks, okay?
Mm.
And there is a question the other student asked me. Now, depend on you, okay? There is 2
Okay.
techniques for you to take notes. The first one is you use the notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the first one you use your notebook.
Yeah.
And pen to take notes. The second way for you to take notes is type directly. Type
Okay.
directly in the blank. Okay, that's what I do.
Okay.
Because let's say everyone is different. For me, I feel more comfortable to write down my answer directly in the blank when I am
In the box.
listening. That's right.
Okay.
But for some students, what happened when they typing, they get distracted, and then they cannot be
They might
able.
miss the next
They
one.
might miss out the next one or something, and some of them they type very slow as well.
Mm.
So when you are practicing, I would suggest you try both of the techniques. Okay,
Okay.
just try both of the techniques and find out which one works for you. Maybe you
Okay.
think taking note by using the notebook and the pen would be easier, then go ahead. But if you think this one doesn't work, then you move to the second one. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Now the next thing is, if you guys type directly in the blank and you want to move to the next blank, you need to click tab. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So just click on tab and then it's moved to the next blank straight away. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So that is the technique for you in terms of either you like to write down or you can just type directly in the blank. Now, next one. Remember, this is the topic give you mark for listening and writing. So what happens if I don't spell correctly? So computer mark based on your spelling, okay? Every single correct spelling in your response, you will get 1 mark, okay? So each correct word, you need to spell correctly, then you get 1 mark. What if I accidentally, for example, the correct answer is students, and my answer is student. Oops, I'm missing out S. Do I still get mark?
No. Okay.
No. Okay.
If you feel without, if you don't write nothing or you make wrong, same.
It's same. Okay. Like I mentioned, it computer marks in the way that it's programmed. So first, there is no mercy. They just try to match your answer with the correct answer. It doesn't matter. You may miss out only the S or no S, the plural things. You still don't have mark for it. Okay. So that is one thing I want you to be careful. So, for example, the answer is London. You write down London. Do you still get mark?
No.
No. Why?
Oh, it's a pronoun, so
It's correct.
yeah.
It's a name of a city. It's a proper noun. You need to know it should be capital letter because this is the spelling rule, right? So if you don't put the L in capital letter, you don't have mark for it. That's all. Okay. So that's how computer marks in your exam. Now, these are the notes and the techniques I need you to write down and remember.
Yeah.
First of all, remember you have 7 seconds to prepare. Right? Make sure you know what you need to do. Count the blank. Right? The next thing is, because this is the listening topic, whatever you listen, you need to write down exactly as you listen. So there is no manipulation of the word. So for example, the speaker say calculation. right? I write down circulation. No, you don't have mark for it, okay? Whatever the speaker say, you need to write down exactly. That's what it means. Next one, you need to write in the order. So this one, I already mentioned it. You need to organize it, okay? Put the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's up to you. Right, spelling error. Now, singular and plural, they are the most popular mistake in listening fill in the blank. Because sometimes when the speaker, say the words, you cannot be able to distinguish either it's S or no S, or SES or no plural. Okay, I will show you how we can find out. So go back to the paragraph. Right, can you be able to tell me the first blank? Is it singular or plural?
Singular because
Correct. Has. Has is a verb, tell you that your subject is singular, right? So what happened? If you don't know whether it's S or no S, that's what you need to do. Look at the sentence. That's right. For example, do you know what is the answer in this blank? Let's say it's not about singular or plural, but can you guess the answer? They use has and they use given. So what can be the answer in this blank?
Singular
Been.
Noun.
This has
It's a
been
verb.
verb.
It's
Yeah.
a verb. Verb 3, past participle.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean now? So for example, I look at the blank, I have no idea, right? So let's say you heard the speaker say book, right? But you're not sure either it should be book like this or it should be book ed. Okay? So you look at the blank. Do you get me now? You look at the blank, you look at the sentence. Here they give you the hint about the answer. It should be the verb 3.
Past tense.
Yes, past participle. Okay. So that means between these two, this is the answer because it is ed. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you guess it. Because ed sometimes it can be obvious, it can be very difficult to tell. For example, attended. You know it's ed? Yes, right? But what about booked? Right? You don't hear the sound of ed sometimes because when they speak fast. That's what I mean by look at the sentence. Okay. Right now, you know this blank, it should be verb 3. Okay, past participle. Right. Can you tell me about this blank? Is it plural or singular?
plural.
Plural or singular?
Plural because policies.
Plural.
Plural.
Mm,
Because
Policies.
policies.
They give you an article, right? The article in here. So definitely it's gonna be plural. Okay. So you have to look at the sentence and see. I know they use "and," but it doesn't mean here should be plural. Because you have to look at the nouns before it, the noun phrase. The noun phrase before it, they use singular. So that means it may be singular. That's how you guess. Okay. Right, next one. Next question. Can you tell me what can be in this blank? Is it plural or singular?
Plural between chemistry and biology.
Correct. Between chemistry and biology and the things.
Things.
So definitely this can be the plural because it starts to connect more. It should be plural because it connect more things in here. Between chemistry, biology, and the things, right? So must be plural. Right, next one. Can you guess for me this one, plural or singular? How do you know?
Plural.
Correct.
That are
Because
relevant.
there are.
That's right. Are is a verb.
Sorry,
Tell
Gage, I can't hear you.
Mm.
Your voice. Turn off.
Can you hear me now, Claudia? Hello. So that's the thing when you are study online because of the network. Okay, if you can be here, that's perfect. If you cannot, try your best because internet can be an issue when you study at home. Still, Claudia cannot hear me. Mhm.
Can hear you.
The rest, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, all good.
What I can do for
Yes.
her is just ask her to log out and log in again. All right. So are is a verb. Tell you that the subject should be plural. Okay, good job. Now next one. Can you tell what is the answer for this one? Plural or singular?
Plural, place.
Plural or singular?
Singular.
Singular.
Because
Singular.
place is with S, right?
Yeah,
So the subject should be singular.
singular.
All right, done. So that is how you guess the plural and singular. If you miss the, like if you literally miss out what the speaker say in terms of the plural or singular, okay? Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. So that's the difficult about this one. Now, the next thing you need to pay attention is tenses. So what happened with the tenses? Now, this is one thing about the paragraph. If you look again, each of the sentence, they use different tense, okay? The first sentence is use the present perfect. The second sentence, they use simple present. The next sentence, they use simple present. And then they use simple present again. They use simple present again. And then now they use present perfect, okay? So you have to look at the sentence and be careful for the tense. So they use different tense across the paragraph. Don't assume that, okay, because they use the past tense at the beginning. So that means the whole paragraph will be past tense. No, all right? So I want you to be careful about this. Now, next one, capitalization. As I mentioned it, this is the spelling rule that you need to know, okay? When do you put the capital letter? Tell me.
Name of person.
Correct name of
Proper noun.
person, place, event, city, right? So
Months, days of
it's a
week.
proper noun. Okay, good job. So it's a proper noun. Next one. When do you use capital letter?
For writing any month.
Correct. You use capital letter after the full stop or the beginning of the sentence. Okay. Right, next one. When do you put capital letter? Day, months, right? Do we? So for example, Monday to Sunday, right? Yeah. September, November, right? So these are the basic one that you need to remember that it should be capital letter. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the score report.
What about hello?
Sorry.
Yeah. What about if the same thing has a different spelling? Like for example, color. COLOR and COLOUR. So what
Very
about
good question. Okay, now this one I expect you're gonna ask me when we do the practice. Okay, but then since you asked me, I'll explain to you.
okay?
What you mentioned is American spelling
Yeah.
and British spelling. Now they do spell differently, especially for American spelling. You will see that behavior, okay? But for British spelling, you will see that behavior, okay?
Yeah.
Now it depends on you guys because for PT, you can spell American spelling, you can spell British spelling, and you can spell Canadian spelling too. So they accept the English across, you know, it's like Canadian, American, British, okay? So it depends on which country are you from or which language are you from, are you studying, sorry. So for example, I study American English in my country, right? But you study British English in your country. So for example, most of Indian, they study British English, right? So it depends on you. Whatever English that you study, you follow it, okay?
Okay.
Don't mix it. So for example, one blank, I spell American spelling, okay? So one of the blank, I spell American spelling. Now the next blank, I spell British English, right? So don't do that because when you mix spelling, computer gonna confuse. Remember, before you book the exam, you need to fill out your information.
Okay.
Remember that one? Yep.
Yeah.
So it's based on the information that you fill out, okay? And it detects the English that you are learning in your exam. So majority you use British English, but all of a sudden you mix up with the American English. So that may impact on your spelling. Okay. It won't impact on your answer. It still give you mark, but as the overall score, it may impact on your spelling. And if it's impact on your spelling, it's impact on your writing. Okay. So I'll show you a few, hold on. I'll show you a few score report. Okay. Now this is something that what I meant by mixing up between the spelling. Can you see?
Yeah.
What happened with writing and what happened with spelling? Okay. So these are the little things that may impact on your writing as the overall, why computer decide to give you 78 rather than 79. And it's asked you to take the exam again, right? So this little mistake is impact on your performance, okay?
Okay.
Yep. 78 for spelling is actually a good score, believe me. But then ending with the writing 78, there must be a reason behind it. Right, now next one, I'll show you another score report. I think this one. Now, if you look at this score report, what do you see for spelling and what do you see for writing?
Spelling is low and writing is high.
Correct. See? So what happened? That score report 78 for spelling, but writing 78. But this score report shows spelling 74, but writing is 90. How can it be possible? Right? That's what it is. So for this one, what happened? This is make so many mistake, spelling mistake in the essay. Okay, so that's why it's impact on spelling. And written discourse is a bit low because of the lot of spelling mistake. Okay, however, as I mentioned it, without doing well for your essay, you still can be able to get good score for your writing, even though you aim for 79 plus. Okay. So many students, they stress out about essay, but turn out it's not that important compared to the other topic. Okay. So PT is all about understanding first how the computer marks your performance. Second, what are the most important topic to your design score. That's all. Okay. Right. So that's how I want you to understand about writing. Let me show you another spelling score as well. There you go. This one is actually not bad, but is not good enough in terms of spelling. And if you see the listening and writing, they are related. What happened? Where did student make mistake? Who can tell me? Which topic that this student make mistake? That impact for listening and writing.
Summarize spoken text.
Can you
Write from dictation, repeat
Write
sentence.
from dictation.
The first topic I will think of is write from dictation, because spelling very important for this one. Now the second topic I will think of is listening, fill in the blank. The one that we are just learned. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one is summarize spoken text, and then after that is essay, and last one will be SWT. Okay. So this is the order of spelling. Which one is more important than the other? So the most important one is write from dictation. Okay. So that's why you see your listening and writing is very close to each other, or sometimes it's exactly the same because you make most of the mistake in this one. Okay. Right. So let's do some practice and see how we go. So whatever I have discussed with you, that is something you need to keep in mind, right? Now, can you look at this paragraph, and then I will play the audio. So you need to take notes, okay? There is nothing else you can do. You can only take notes when you are practicing. But then when you do on Iowa, you can type directly in the answer as well, okay? In the answer box, the blank. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
One seminal difference in policy remains. The coalition has not matched what is Labour's most important innovation promise. That is to bring together responsibilities for innovation, industry, science and research under one single federal minister. Innovation responsibilities currently lie within the powerful Department of Education and Science. And while there is a separate industry department, it has little influence within Cabinet. This has hampered policy development and given Australia's innovation policies a distinctly science and research bias. It is the scientists, rather than the engineers, who call the tune in innovation policy in Canberra. So it's no surprise our policies are all about boosting government-funded research and later commercialising their results.
Right, I'll give you around 30 seconds to check your spelling and everything. All done? Yes, what is the answer for the first one? You have no idea? Okay.
Colonization.
How do you spell it?
Coalition.
Coalition. Okay, how do you spell it? C for sure, right? What next?
COAL.
Now, in the case that you don't know the spelling, you still need to guess, okay? All right, we have few answers. One is say colonization. The other one say colonization, okay?
I think that is coalition.
Coalition.
LITION.
So LITION. Correct. That's right. Coalition.
More people together, right?
Yeah. If you watch the news, sometimes they say coalition party and things.
Coalition
Yeah,
party,
that's right. It's related to politics. Correct. Okay.
Politics.
So that's why here they use policy remaining thing. Did you see that? It's related to politics. Okay. Next one, second blank.
Currently,
How do you spell?
Currently.
CURR.
ENTO.
Okay, good. Currently, easy. Next one.
Separate.
How do you spell it?
SEPARATE.
Separate.
Is that right?
SEP.
Is it right or is it this one? Which one?
SEPA.
So you got two spelling, right? One is PER and the other one is PAR. Okay, now leave it there. Next one. Number 4.
Ampere.
Bias.
How do you spell it?
BIAS. Bias.
No, that's for the next one.
Number
For the
4.
next one.
I think
And
HA.
empath.
HAMPERAD.
Correct. That's right, hamper.
Empath.
So the speaker say hamper. Now, for example, this is the first time I heard this word. I haven't seen this word before. What happened? You need to guess the spelling. Okay. Don't leave it blank. Unless you lost it completely, you got the words, but you just don't know how to spell it. You still need to give it a go. That's what you need to do in your exam because you never know. It may be correct. If it's not correct, then it's you don't have mark. That's all. But if it's correct, then you get mark. Okay. Next one. Number 5.
Bias.
Bias.
IAS.
Number 6.
Boosting.
B
OOSTING.
STING. Last one.
Commercialization.
C
Commercializing.
E R
CIA. LISANG. SING or ZING. Yep.
Okay.
Commercializing.
So you can write down commercializing this or you can write out commercializing with Z. Okay.
Yeah.
So all of them, they are correct. Nothing wrong with it. One is American English. So this one is American English. And then the first one is British English. Okay. Done. Right. Now, which one is correct for separate? I know it's pronounced separate, but it's spelled as this one. Okay. Separate. So it should be A spelling, not E. And most of the time, students misspell separate because what happened? When you use the word document, is autocorrect. Okay. So Microsoft Word document is autocorrect you whenever you make spelling mistake. So you don't remember or you don't realize it. It's a misspell. Okay. So that's the side effects of
Using the autocorrect.
That's right. Okay. Right, next one. Right, go through this and then I'll play the audio.
we've decided to adopt, just as a loose theme for the course, a biological theme, so that you can see the connections between chemistry and biology and the things that you might consider doing in the future. We want you to think about the molecules that are relevant to your body, the processes that occur in your body, the chemistry that's going on, and how energy plays a role. And we divided the course into 4 sections, and after each section there will be a midterm. The first one, or an exam. The first one is about matter.
Right, I'll give you 30 seconds to fill your answer. All right. What do you feel about this audio compared to the previous one? Faster.
Clear?
The speaker actually speaks faster, if you notice. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you guys to prepare, because for listening, you need to stay concentrate for a long time. So all of a sudden the speaker speak faster, you kind of like get a bit panic and get a bit nervous because you could not be able to follow up the speaker. Okay, so be prepared for these kinds of audio. Don't expect it's going to be easy in your exam. Right, first answer, the first blank.
Biological.
Biological.
How do you spell it?
BIOLOGICAL. GICAL.
Biological. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one.
Connection.
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 Connections.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
right.
Connections.
Next one, number 3.
Molecules.
Molecules. How do you spell it?
MOLECULES.
Molecule.
Correct. Very good. Molecules. Okay. Next one.
Energy.
Energy.
Yep.
Energy.
And
Right?
last one.
Matter.
Matters.
TTER.
Correct.
It's all about matter. One matter.
The only word may have a difficult spelling is molecules. Okay. The rest is not that difficult. All right. So if you spell correctly all of them, then you get 5 marks. Okay. Right. So that is about listening in the blank. Now I'll let you do a bit more practice. Just give me a second. It's on Iowa. Yeah, it does. Yep. But on Iowa, it's your homework. I'm not gonna use Iowa. I'll use a different one.
Okay.
So Iowa is something that you can practice at home. Okay. But if we do, if we use this one, it's easier for me to show you how the computer marks. Ready?
Yep.
Good evening. My name for this.
Sorry. Next one. My bad. It's the audio is a bit. Okay. Yeah. This one then.
Financial markets swung wildly in frenzied trading marked by further selling of equities and fears about an unraveling of the global carry trade. Trading in US and European credit markets was exceptionally heavy for a third consecutive day. London trading was marked by particularly wild swings in the prices of credit derivatives, used to insure investors against corporate defaults.
Very fast, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so I told you have to be prepared because you don't know what kinds of speaker you're going to have in your exam, what kinds of audio. It can be any different nationality, different accent as well. Right, first blank, who have it?
Equities. 𝐸𝐢𝐼TES.
ATY.
PIE.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Next one.
Heavy.
Heavy, easy, right? Next one.
Yep. Swing.
Swing.
Is that right?
Yes. Plural.
Plural.
Yeah, swings.
One. Last one.
And corporate.
Corporate.
Evils. Corporate
This
evils.
one.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
spell it? Is it correct? Yeah.
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 All right. Now, can you scan through the paragraph again and make sure that you have the correct spelling? For the first blank, how do you know it's the plural? Fear.
Fierce.
Exceptionally heavy, easy.
Heavy.
London trading was marked by particularly wide swings.
In the
How
pieces.
do you know swing is a plural?
In the prices of derivatives. Because it says prices, so comparison, so swings.
Okay, good. And then last one, corporate easy.
Corporate
right?
defaults, yeah.
It swings.
Correct. Okay, see? It's not that bad, isn't it? Well,
Yeah.
all you need to do is just check again after you fill the blanks, after you write down your answer, just double check everything before you move on, okay?
Yep.
Right, well done. Next one. Hold on. Let me zoom out. Are you ready? There's only 3 blanks.
Yeah.
Certainly, I do think that by the end of this decade, the largest social institution in Australia will be single-person households, so that the family, mum, dad, and the kids, is receding in terms of market share. So less than 28% of households are now mum, dad, and the kids, whereas by the end of the decade, you'll see that 29% of households are single-person households. Now, the issue with single-person households is that people are looking for companionship, and as a consequence, people living singly will include increasingly pets as their companions. So you could see in Australia in the next decade where the fur family, the pet family, actually becomes the dominant social institution in Australia rather than the human family.
Right, 3 blanks only. First one.
Receiving.
How do you spell it?
RECEIVING.
EIVING. Yeah. Okay. Next one.
Consequence.
Consequence.
CO.
In.
N. SE.
QUENCE.
Yes.
S or no S?
No S, I think.
No, as a consequence.
No S.
Last one.
Dominant.
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 INANT.
MINANT.
NANT.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's check. I heard receding.
Receding.
Okay, correct. That's right. Okay, that's why I just put the R and E. I'll see whether can you guys capture it. But it's actually receding. So they pronounce D, not B. Okay, so not receiving. That's wrong. Correct. So now if you see if it's wrong, what happened? And you lost the word straight away. Okay, not bad at all. 2 out of 3. So like I mentioned it for this topic, it's all about practice. The more you do, the better you are, because you will learn spelling of some of the words that you haven't seen before or you don't know before at all. As well as you also practice on your listening skill, right? Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's a bit slower, sometimes it's hard to capture what the speaker said. Or you haven't done the difficult one yet. I'll show you. Just keep doing and then you will see. Ready?
Yep.
This one is only 2 lines. But never underestimate a short one.
2 years ago, an earthquake off the coast of Sumatra triggered a tsunami that killed nearly 250,000 people. Scientists say Asia is at risk for at least 2 more massive quakes. One could strike near the source of the 2004 tsunami, the other directly under Tokyo.
Who has the first one?
And this is first one.
Never
I-
under.
I don't have the first one as well.
Okay,
The first one is triggered, I think. Triggered.
Trigger. Okay, how do
Yeah.
you say it?
Trigger.
TRIGGERED.
Correct. Good job. That's right.
Triggered.
Trigger.
Yeah.
2 years ago is the past tense. Okay, so that's why you need to put ed. Good. Next one.
Massive.
Massive.
Spell it.
MASSIV.
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 Yep.
Last one. Under.
Tokyo. Tokyo.
Is that right?
Tokyo. Yeah.
Okay, capital letter.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Like I mentioned it, the moment the audio starts, you have to stay focused 100% because the speakers can speak in the way that you can never imagine what they just say. Okay. So that's why. Right now.
Sorry, ma'am. Like I have small doubt. Actually, like in real exam, it will be like we will get some disturbance like in audio, like he's speaking from distance or.
You do. Correct.
Yeah, it
The
does.
audio will be a bit similar. There will be a background noise running as well. Correct. Okay. What happened is because for PT, they just cut some of the audio in the conference, like a TED Talk. If you know TED Talk, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they just cut a bit short audio from that conference, and then that's why sometimes it has the surrounding noise, the background noise. Okay. That's why you need to practice, get used to it. Yeah. Okay. So this is something that not all of the audio going to have the same quality. Sometimes it's like very good quality. Sometimes it's a bit low, right? Just practice and then you'll be fine. Okay. So this one you can practice on Iowa. Okay. And then you can be able to learn what happened in the current exam question because on Iowa is update the new one. So that's why I don't go through it unless you guys do it. Now, let's move on. Listening to the blank we have done. Okay. I will go through how